Welcome to Conversations with Coffee, where Kent and Liz offer stories, info, and tips about how to have a great Comic-Con. So grab a drink and listen in on our conversation.
Oh, hello there, Liz.
Hello, Kent. Hello, Tammy. Our
Hey,
very
Tammy.
first guest.
The very first guest, Tammy. Yes.
I feel special.
You are special. I mean, this is the third time we've done this. I kept getting reconnect on we're using the internet. I mean, it's great technology, but sometimes you just, anyways, welcome to Conversations with Coffee. I'm your host, Kent, and
I am British Liz, tea
British
drinker.
Liz, the tea drinker.
In rebellion against the coffee drinkers.
That's right.
Or in Tammy's case,
and I'm going with energy drinks because this is con talk, and I survive on energy drinks during con weekends.
Okay, all right. Now I'm going to start us off with a little music because Liz and Tammy like to dance, and so here we go. All right, now see, Tammy's dancing. I think Liz is more jiggling than doing a bobblehead over there. She's like, it's like a spastic.
It's because you can't see the rest of her body.
Oh,
you can't. All you can see is her head.
Well,
so all you see is the head.
You should have seen my feet. My feet were just.
Yeah, you were doing like. Happy feet.
River dance has nothing on me. Okay.
River dance. All right. All right. Well,
am I dating myself?
No, river dance is timeless.
I mean, they still do shows.
Do they? Is that guy still alive? Even?
Well,
Michael Flatley.
Michael Flatley. I don't know if he's still around, but
I've never heard that he died.
Well, there you go. He's like Barry Manilow. He's never gonna pass away.
Now you're dating yourself. Barry Manilow just dated you right there.
You know what? I've seen Barry Manilow twice.
Now you're definitely dating yourself, Lizzie.
It was such a great show.
Oh, have you?
One at Red Rocks.
Barry Manilow. Have you seen Sing Song Sing? The one with who's the guy that sings Sweet Caroline?
Oh, Neil Diamond.
Yeah,
and Hugh Jackman plays.
Hugh Jackman's in it, and yeah.
Are they
Sing
like
Song Sing? It's really good. You got to watch it.
Aren't they like impersonators?
Like not impersonators.
They are celebrity impersonators.
They're a tribute band. They're a tribute to Neil Diamond and stuff. And man, talk about a roller coaster movie. Whew. It's really good. It's really good. But anyways, I am drinking
Song Blue.
What? Sing Song Blue. There you go.
Song Blue. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. There you go. See,
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
This stuff, Tammy. One thing about our show is we don't script anything. We just keep it raw and real. Like we
do not
Google
script
anything. So excuse us. Like what you see is what you get. So cheers. I am drinking a Mountain Blend vanilla today. No sponsors here, but yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying that. Liz, what are you drinking?
I am drinking PG Tips.
Yeah.
You always go on. He's such a sophomoric middle schooler, really.
Say how you usually say it without the picture.
PG Tips.
See, she doesn't pronounce the P, so it sounds like PG
Tips.
Yeah,
PG Tips.
See,
yeah, say that 3 times fast.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
See, Tammy is refusing
I drank butter
to
toffee coffee this morning.
Butter
that sounds
toffee
good.
coffee.
Butter toffee. It's
butter
my favorite.
toffee coffee. Ooh, that sounds good.
I've never had that. Where'd you get it?
It's delicious. It's a K-cup. I just use them. I have them at home.
Have to try that.
Yep.
Billie Jean's butter toffee.
Well, there you go. Oh, awesome. But you're drinking Red Bull right now.
No, at the moment I'm drinking Coke, but when I'm at cons, I drink Red Bull.
Why Red Bull?
Sometimes a Monster.
Well,
because I don't have time.
I survive at cons on Diet Coke and peanut M&Ms.
I can understand the peanut M&Ms, but man.
What do you drink? There's no place to get coffee normally when you go to a con.
There's coffee. There's always coffee in the green room.
not all of us get access to the green room.
Okay, but there's coffee shops before you come into the
It
Comic-Con.
is, but you have to go outside the convention center normally. They normally don't have coffee.
That's why you
No,
have a
ours
badge,
does.
so you
Denver
can go
does.
in and out and in and out.
Denver has what is that called? Dasbog downstairs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
So
But
you can
that
get-
brings us to this
What?
coming weekend.
What's that?
This coming weekend is Fan Expo Denver,
Uh-huh.
where we three shall
No.
meet in person.
We three?
Yeah. There is a fourth, but
There
she's
is a
not with
fourth.
us today.
Actually, she's at the studio, or she's probably sleeping. I don't know. She's doing.
She's
some
sleeping
filming.
right now because she's doing
Yes,
those midnight
She's working nights
movie
filmmaking.
shoots,
Yeah,
filmmaking at night,
she's doing what she's passionate about. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
as she
Um,
should be.
So we are all three going to be at Denver Comic Con.
I know. Did you?
Uh,
here's
No
a
longer
question.
called Denver
Oh,
Comic-Con.
yeah.
Don't let her kid you. Fan Expo Denver.
Yes.
And I mean, I remember when it got turned to Denver Pop Culture.
I do too.
I
I
mean,
do
Tammy
too.
and I have been
Yes.
around long enough. We've seen Denver Comic-Con change names, twice, 3 times now?
Well, it was Comic Book Classroom
Yes.
in 2012, 2013,
Uh-huh.
and then they changed it to Denver Comic-Con, and then
Uh-huh.
they changed it to
Pop
Denver
culture.
Pop Culture Con.
That's when I came on board.
And then it changed to Denver Fan Expo.
And then it came Fan Expo Denver.
Oh,
You have to-
Fan Expo
Fan Expo
Denver.
comes first
Yes.
because Fan Expo Philadelphia, Fan Expo.
Yep.
Yeah, all the different ones.
So
I
Tammy,
did hear they're canceling they canceled Fan Expo San Francisco this year.
well,
That's
it
the
was
latest
odd
rumor
to
I
have
heard.
it over Thanksgiving.
Well,
It was always
either way,
strange
they've
timing.
canceled it entirely. They're not doing it this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they're consolidating, seeing what cons were
Which one
working,
is-
which ones weren't. It is a business. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it
Comic cons are a business, so they're
For
for-profit. Unlike San Diego. But
And Pop Culture Con was
Pop Culture,
It is-
yep,
nonprofit.
that's
it
a
was
nonprofit as well. But yeah, they're just trying to figure out which one worked, which one didn't, consolidate, and then mainstream to the top, 10 or whatever.
Exactly.
That's what I've heard. So it's a business, and you got to cut the fat where it's not working, And San Francisco was not working.
Yep.
But
for whatever
Denver, oh
reason.
my gosh, Denver,
4
goes off.
days.
4 days,
Well-
4 days,
well,
and
And
there's
it's probably
usually
the
what?
second largest in the U.S. for Fan Expo.
Is it?
If
Is
you
it?
look at the numbers online, they put their numbers online.
Yeah.
Oh,
Denver
yes,
is
because
like- or-
MegaCon.
MegaCon is number
the
one.
first. Denver
would
has
say-
what,
the numbers.
between 60 and 80,000?
No, ours is Denver is 105, 110.
Okay. It's
And
grown.
MegaCon,
I
I think, was at
remember when it
150.
was 60,000. And it was like,
I-
wow, that's huge for Denver.
Right?
Yeah,
It is
remember that?
crazy how big Denver is.
It is.
So, Tammy, you said you worked with them back in
Back in
the
the
dark
day?
ages of the 2010s.
She didn't say Dark
No.
Ages.
2014 was
Okay,
my first year.
2014. But in the teens.
Yes,
Well,
I attended.
How did you
So-
get started,
2013.
Tammy?
Attended? Yeah, I was going to say attended, worked. What were you up
So
to?
in 2013, I went for a visit. My uncle worked. He was in the 2012 was the first year of Fan Expo Denver or Denver Comic Con, and he worked it in
Uncle Ed?
2012, and then Ed.
Uncle Ed. Yay.
And then in 2013, he says, "Come on down. You should check this out." And so I took my daughter and her best friend, and he gave us a pass because at that point they gave free passes to anyone that worked it. And so we went, and I met Saul from Warehouse 13. And did you ever watch Warehouse 13?
Yes.
Okay.
I've worked with Eddie and those guys quite a bit. So
yeah,
yes.
Eddie. So I got to meet Eddie McClintock and Saul,
Mhm.
and we went in, said hi. We got a picture with them because my uncle was his handler, and then we left. And I went, that was very amazing. People watching. That's what got me started. I went, oh my God, I couldn't believe the level of costumes and everything that everyone was wearing, and it was magical. It was just magical. So in 2014, I decided, okay, he says, you should volunteer. And I went, okay, I will do it. So I took my two kids. Who were like 15 and 17 at the time. And we volunteered front of house and we did ticketing for 3 days. It was a 3-day con at that point. We did all 3 days of ticketing, and we were supposed to work like 6 hours, and we ended up working 11 because they needed to. It was you ready? It was the year that they did Star Trek Next Generation, and they had the huge panel with all the Next Generation actors. And I ended up working that panel in the evening, so we ended up working 11 hours that day.
Yes, it can
crazy.
happen.
That's crazy.
And we lose him
it looks
again.
like
I
we
remember
lost
that
him.
because I
But,
went to the
that's
top
okay.
of one of the hotels.
I was going to
to have drinks
say,
with
I mean, we'll just
the
carry
next
on. He'll be
generation.
back, I'm sure.
Yep.
So in the last 12 or so years, tell me what jobs you've done as a volunteer or as a paid crew member.
So
Everything?
I started as in Denver. I started as I said, I worked in ticketing,
Oh.
and then I worked in as a guest liaison in volunteer services. Then I immediately worked into. They recruited me into manager of the front of house, and what that meant was that I was in charge of all of the entrance, so access, so the getting in and out of the building. I was also, granted, we have entire teams. Don't get me wrong. We have a security team that we work with, and we have leadership that I worked with. Becky was my leader at the time. But then I had a leadership team of 30 people because I was in charge of ADA, accessibility. I was in charge of the ticketing because we did in-house ticketing. We worked with, whatever company we worked with. Then we did access control inside, access control outside, and info booths, and I did that for 5 years at
Wow.
Denver.
And that was your second year working?
That was my third year working the con. I was in charge of all of that by the time. It was insane.
That's pretty amazing, lady.
It was a lot of fun. It was I learned a lot really fast. It was like being dropped into a bucket of hot oil, and I was water, and I just because really that my only experience other than that was the first 2 years that I had volunteered, right? And
yeah.
but I loved it. I loved the volunteer experience. It wasn't the con that I loved. I loved the volunteer experience. Every year I'd go back and I'd see the same crew that I had every year. And they were, they'd call me before cons. Are you coming? Where's my role? What am I going to be doing? How am I going to work it? And so, it was great. It was just it was an amazing, it was my con family. And that's what they became.
I absolutely hear you. I mean,
right?
My best friends live in Denver and Colorado Springs and Nashville and all over the place.
Right. And these are friends that we've made since doing cons. These are, and I actually moved to Denver because of Denver Comic-Con.
You did?
Because I did. It was like, I was spending so much time all year round, getting ready for it and everything else that I found that I'm like, it'd probably be worthwhile for me to live close. And so I did. I moved to Denver, and it worked out that my daughter was coming to school here, and then I got a job here. But I wouldn't have even looked for a job here if it hadn't been for Comic-Con.
Wow. I did not know that. That's amazing.
See, the things you learn.
Yeah. So say I'm an attendee. I go and I'm like, I would love to do this. This is such a cool place to be. How would I go about becoming a volunteer?
Always check their websites. 9 out of 10 times you can volunteer on any con's website, wherever you're at. And so that's my first go-to. So when I wanted to volunteer at a different con, let's say in Albuquerque, I went onto their website, and they have a volunteer button, and you click on it and you see what it takes. Some of them require a background check. Some of them don't. It just depends on how big the con is and whether it's a paid con or a volunteer con. It could be both, or either, not both, but either. And you just go online and you apply. And like I said, some of them do require a background check. Some don't.
Yes, I think didn't Pop Culture Con do a background check?
We did.
So I think that's the only.
Pop culture was based on children.
Yes.
So remember, it was very important, and it was education because it was run by a nonprofit organization.
Right.
And so they,
so any potential access to
Yep.
children, you'd need
we had
that
to,
to be
we had to
cleared.
make sure that the
Yes.
volunteers weren't, a problem.
Yes.
And that's how I
Okay.
got started.
Right. And I kind of, well, more, I was going to say kind of the same. I thought, hey, you can volunteer here. So I think I asked to volunteer and they said,
See?
look on the website. And
Yep.
so I started at Colorado Springs 6 to 7 years ago. And
I
now
started, I went to the very first Colorado Springs Comic-Con
Mhm.
in 2016. And that was my first time in that one, I volunteered as a celebrity handler, or a liaison or whatever you want to call it. And it was with, Mitch Pileggi was
he's going
my
to be here
first,
this weekend.
he was my
at
first
Denver.
celebrity that I ever worked with at a convention.
Oh.
And that was in 2016 at
wow.
the very first Colorado Springs Comic-Con.
And you know he'll remember you.
No, I'm sure he won't. Not only do I look very different than I did then,
That's right. That's right.
he may remember me, but I doubt it.
Well, you always
It's a
hope.
misconception. Misconception for most people is that they believe that these celebrities will remember them. 9 times out of 10,
actually,
they
that
can't.
is true. Like my husband says, they're very friendly, but they're not your friend.
It is so true.
Yeah.
But they're, and once you do become friends with some of them, they're amazing individuals. But you can't assume they're going to know you. But then again, I have the same problem with attendees. I have people come up to me or volunteers and they go, "Oh, remember me?" And I go, "I'd love to, but do you know how many people I talk to in a day at a con?"
I know.
There's so many.
I feel bad that there's lots of people that just slip my mind. I might recognize them, but no name,
But
no
I worked
place.
one con with them or something, and then I had that happen, and I was in front of a celebrity. It was hilarious because I'm standing next to, now I can't remember his name. He was from The Walking Dead, redhead, with a beard.
Oh, not Ross.
No,
Nope, not Ross.
I know who you're doing because I
he did
just
the
saw
Bisquick.
him in Oklahoma.
Can you remember his name though off the top of your
I
head?
wanna
His
say
name
it's
is
Neil,
just
but that's not it.
Nope, it's gone. Anyways, I was standing in front of him because I think, anyway, somebody was his assistant. And I was talking to him, and this lady comes up. She's like, "Oh my God, Tammy, how are you?" Da da da. And I went, "Hi." And we talked for a minute, and I guess we had volunteered together. She walked away, and the celebrity looks at me, and he says, "You have no idea who she was."
Busted.
No idea whatsoever. I felt so bad. I'm like, I don't even know what to say.
Oh, wow. So my next question is, what can you do as a volunteer? What jobs are there? I mean, we've talked about
so many jobs.
Entry.
There's a job for everyone. Here's the thing is my family. As I said, my first time volunteering, I took my son and my daughter. My son is very extroverted and my daughter is very introverted. And so we took them both, and my daughter found a home in volunteer services where she was very localized. She only had the volunteers that she had to deal with, and it was her happy place. And then my son ended up working, eventually he ended up running all of registration for me. He became my registration manager, over that group, because it was, he could deal with all the people. He knew customer service. He was there. But so it really depends on what type of volunteer experience you want. If you want something where you're not really having to talk to people and interact with them, then you're probably going to be sitting watching a door and making sure people aren't coming and going. Or you could be working in info booth where people have to come up to you and you just look up the information when they want something. Or line control is you're talking to people all day. So then you're whether it's, you could be in line control downstairs in Denver. I'm talking about Denver, but outside you would be line control where you're dealing with all the attendees coming into the convention center, getting in lines. You could be in line control in the celebrity area where you're making sure that people aren't taking photos of the celebrities, that they're not supposed to take in that area. And so there literally is a job for everyone, no matter who you are, what you're
And
doing.
when they apply,
Con life has something for everyone.
they can let in the application, they can let them know that, hey, I really don't like to talk with people, or you're okay with it. They make it user friendly because there are a lot of people that want to volunteer and want to be there. And again, they're just introverts, so they would rather sit at the door and just make sure people have their badges and stuff and not have to talk to people
Yep.
or stuff bags or do things behind the scenes and get to attend the Comic Cons. But also volunteer and be there. And then there's other people like me and Tammy, Liz, that will talk to people and direct them and tell them what to do.
It is my all-time favorite thing to do in the world is talking to people and getting to know. I can't remember everyone, but I love that. I love
You
being
usually
helpful.
drive around with a bag full of candy somewhere.
I do. I often, and that became in later years that's what I would do. But it's for accessibility.
so
if you
you're
have an
bribing
accessibility
people
issue,
for your affection.
yes,
Bribing
absolutely. No, actually, it became a thing at Colorado Springs and in Denver where I bought like this enormous amount of candy, and I'd stick it. I ride a mobility scooter, and I'd stick it in my basket, and people would go by, and I'd make sure that my volunteers, they told me my job was to make sure my volunteers were taken care of. And so I figure when you're working and you're sitting at that table and you can't even go to the bathroom sometimes, when your celebrity is working throughout the day and not going anywhere, then I'd stop by and bring you a piece of candy and say, here, would you like a Twizzler? Or
and often not sitting. Often
and not so you're standing all day.
I remember that.
Line control.
And so I am simply bringing joy to people's lives.
And you do.
You do. And
even if you don't have
I've actually
candy.
been with Tammy. I actually wasn't working Denver Comic Con one year, and I walked around with Tammy as she was handing candy out, and she couldn't get like 3 feet without somebody recognizing her and coming up and taking selfies. And I mean, she was her own celebrity.
You are the selfie
She
queen. You are the selfie queen.
Well, I love it. Okay, here's my secret. It's the way I get to know people. It's the way I can remember who was there last year. So I take selfies with all my volunteers, and then eventually, if I have to go back and look, I can go, okay, now that's where I know you from. And so I post it. Plus, people love to be ready. They love to be like tagged in Facebook. So I post them all just en masse, and they're like, oh my God, they'll come up the next day. And if they weren't in that day, they're like, you didn't get a selfie with me. And I'm like, okay, let's do it.
I say that when I hang out with Liz. I'm like, I didn't get a selfie with Liz because she didn't take one of me.
Lizzie doesn't always remember the selfies.
She doesn't. Oh
Yes,
my God.
and
I was impressed.
I'm the worst selfie taker.
I was impressed one time because the three of us, the other person, Melissa, we usually take this picture after the con where we're like all exhausted and passed out and sleeping and stuff.
Yeah, the sleepy time picture.
And one time I forgot. Liz was like, oh, we got to do our picture. I was like, oh, wow. She remembered.
She did.
Actually, I think I took the sleepy time picture with Melissa one time waiting for a crosswalk. We just kind of improvised in the middle of the street.
See, and these are the...
That is not the place to sleep, by the way.
Not in the crosswalk. Hey, we come up with crazy things. I mean, I would love to hear from the fans or the subscribers that are listening to this podcast. What things do you do? Like, we take the sleepy time picture. What do you do each time you go to a Comic-Con? Is there a tradition?
Yeah.
Is there a photo that you take? Is there something that you like high five everybody and grab a Red Bull and down it down? Or, what is it?
Selfies are mine.
Put it in the comments below. Let us know. I would love to see what your traditions are as well. Do you have any? I mean, you've been doing this a long time, Tammy. Is there any traditions that you do on a regular basis at Comic-Cons?
Party too hard.
We know that.
I go without sleep for 4 days.
She is murder on the dance floor.
When you work a Comic-Con, I will tell you, you do not sleep that much.
You don't.
Up early,
you don't.
out late.
Because you find friends and you go out and you connect. I mean, Kent comes all the way from Nashville someday, some years, and to be able to hang out. You can't do it during the con because you're all working.
Yeah.
So the time to do that is after con, and you go out for a drink or you go out for whatever, dinner.
And then you head back to the hotel, and there's a whole group of more people that you want to hang out with.
More people that you'd only see once. Okay, for those that travel around the world and go to all the cons, you probably see a lot of these people more often. But like me, I literally only volunteer for a couple of cons a year. This year might be the exception, where I went to Kansas City this year and did that one, and that was different. But normally I just do the 2, Colorado Springs and Denver. So these, I see them. This is my con family that I see once a year, or maybe twice a year.
And you volunteer to go to these different cons, like you just said, you went to Kansas City. Do you feel that when you volunteer at Kansas City, Colorado Springs, Denver, do you feel it's different, the same? How is volunteering for the shows? Because like Liz and I work for agents, so we're told where to go, what to do, our job is already working with the talent. So, being a volunteer, we started in the volunteer realm and worked our way up. But for you, is it the same at each show, or how do you feel?
It's a different experience at each and every con that I go to. So I started doing Colorado Springs, and like I said, I started as a liaison in Colorado Springs, or a handler, or whatever you want to call it. And I moved there to volunteer services, and I ended up working there. And then I'm back on like line control. I became the fun person. I deliver candy and make sure that volunteers are having fun, and that they're getting breaks, and that they have water. So that's what I do there. When I went to Kansas City, you have to start at the bottom again. You don't get to, I don't automatically walk into a guest liaison role, which is the gold standard that everyone wants to go to, is that handler, that liaison role. And I can't tell you, I still have people. I had somebody call me or text me last week, and he's like, "Hey, I'm on the stage this year," and he says, "I would love to be a handler." And I said, "You have to get in front of the people that are choosing the handlers, because it's a very coveted role,
doing it.
and there's very few of them, and they have to know that you're stop it. Why are you laughing?
I just know who's doing the handlers for Denver Comic Con, so."
Right? But that's just it.
And here's her phone number, folks.
It's yes, all the things. But volunteering, you so when I went to Kansas City, they put me in line control and Celebrity Summit, which again, I had to interview twice to get into that role, even to get into line control. That wasn't the guest
And you
liaison.
brought up a good point. Each Comic Con that you volunteer for, you start out at the ground. You don't just get to be a handler. You don't get to, pick your dream job. You start at the bottom, and that's at each con. And as you continue to volunteer at the cons, say Denver or wherever, each year that you do it, you build up that rapport, and you can then start getting to the positions that you want. Or you can just start requesting them each time, and eventually, it should work out for you.
Hopefully somebody listens.
So the celebrity positions, line control and handler, they are coveted, so that's usually the one you have to wait on. But if volunteer services and entry as in, access, ticketing and that access ticketing, stuff like that. If that floats your boat, you could get in straight away and just stay.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that love it. I know one lady at one of the Comic Cons I go to, she works in guest services, giving out the badges, and she loves that because people have to come up to her and ask for their badge, and then she gets to see them. And then each year they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're back!" Like, there's a crew that I know at San Diego Comic Con. They're always at the guest services, taking care of the problems. And I've gotten to know them over the many years I've been there, and they just are always there. So if I want to go see them, I know where they're at.
Yep. I love working them. I worked front of house, Denver Comic Con I did it for 7 years. Where I was not with the celebrities. I never saw a celebrity in 7 years. It wasn't
It didn't
something that
matter to
I
you.
was even
Yeah.
looking for. But I loved seeing all the attendees and their costumes. I mean, these people put on, they literally plan all year long and have a different costume. Sometimes not only each day that they're here, but sometimes twice a day. They'll change. You'll see them and they're in a totally different costume, and you're like, oh my god. And these things take months to create
True.
these costumes. They're just amazing, and I take just as many selfies with attendees that are just really cool costumes as I do with the celebrities. You know, they're just amazing that they choose their fandom and they love it. I'm not one to dress up. I don't dress up for con. I never have. It's not my
what do you
thing.
got on? What is this outfit you got on right now? Like, you don't dress up, but what is that design on your dress?
Science. This is science. I have beakers on my, and it's
so you hang
just
out with
lots of
Cheech and
beakers.
I
Chong a
thought they were
lot.
guitars.
No, they're beakers. They're all the little science beakers.
We call that
But
a
I got
chemistry
it
set.
at con. But it looks like it's a dress, and it looks like a Miss Frizzle dress, right, from the Magic School Bus. And
School Bus, yeah.
I got it from the Legging Lass at con,
very
and I
popular
love the
booth.
Legging Lass. She is amazing. It's very
Oh, guys, if you have not seen the Legging Lasses stuff, it is so awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But
pop
I chose the
culture
two things that were
dream.
sciencey because I work at the College of Engineering, so I needed something sciencey that I could wear to work, yet
Be a little
still
nerdy.
wear my fandom, my geekdom, my whatever
That's
it
nerdy.
is. So, no, my nerd,
Nerdism.
my nerd. I'm putting my nerd on
you
right
get
now.
your nerd on because you're wearing
Actually,
beakers.
Tammy, what is your nerd weakness? Are you Star Wars?
I don't
What
have
are
one.
you?
Concerts.
What?
Concerts.
Oh, concerts.
No, I do. I love Harry Potter. And my daughter. I took my
yes,
daughter
because
to
you have all those
every book
figures
release,
and
every movie, so I buy
Harry Potter.
connection right from my daughter. I do love Harry Potter. Star Trek more than Star Wars. I do enjoy Star Wars, but you'll find that. So I worked with. Can I say names on here?
Yes.
yeah.
So I worked with Daniel Logan, and we became friends, so to speak. And Kent, ready? Kent, we were in Reno that year one of the years that I worked with Daniel Logan, and I got Daniel Logan signed my arm.
You didn't get it tattooed?
But Kent proved that he could imitate his signature perfectly. So I had both of them sign my arm, and they both.
I remember that because I was working with Alan Tudyk.
Do you remember that?
Oh
my gosh.
Yes, and it was just hilarious that happened. But you become friends with some of these people, and I became a fan of so Daniel Logan. It was the young Boba Fett. Was I a fan before? Not really. But did I become one through that? Absolutely. You when you meet these celebrities, you meet these fans even, and you go, ooh, I'm going to have to check. You'll run into fans that are dressed up in certain costumes, right? The anime. And you'll go, they'll tell you all about it because they're very excited for their fandoms. And they'll tell you all about it. And you go, I'm going to have to watch that because that sounds really cool. Or you go, no, I'm never watching that.
Well, right now I'm watching the Clone Wars, one of the
See?
Star Wars spin-offs.
which is Daniel Logan is in that.
Yes,
Tamura's in
and,
that.
Voice actor.
And I was
Ashley
just
Eckstein.
my last con.
Matt Lanner.
My last con, the Clone Wars voice cast were there, and I was sitting with Matt Lanter, who played Darth Vader, not Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker in that, and it was a blast. And I remember my kids watching it a little bit. Like, I need to watch that because I remember it being good, and so I've been watching it, and it's great.
See. It is. So not only do you get something from them, sometimes give something back, you also get something from them. So here you are watching something you hadn't watched before. So I think I still have some that are on my wish list that I need to still, because I think last year Has Been Hotel people were all there, and I need to listen to that. And I haven't yet, but they're on my to-do, my to-do
What's
to read
hard
list.
is your wish list gets deeper and deeper, and then you're like, oh, I still got to watch that. And then you just add another thing and then another thing. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I need to stop adding things and just watch.
Right. Well, and I even, so Comic-Cons also have book
Mhm.
artists, book authors, right? The artists that draw, the
Comics.
whether it's comics or books or
Mhm.
whatever. And the last time I went, in Kansas City, they had I had just started reading a series or listening an Audible for Dungeon Carl Dungeon. There's another word in there, but anyways, and the author was the voice actors were there that did the Audible that I'm listening to, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And so it's really cool that I never thought that I'd talk to them or anything else, and it was just cool that I literally reading this book, and they had a huge display, and I went, wait, I know this. Again, I don't have a lot of fandoms, but
Well, it sounds
once
like
in a while.
few.
Well, I mean, you've narrowed it down.
few here and there.
Star Trek versus Star Wars, Harry Potter versus other
Yep.
things. So, you have your fandom.
Yeah.
It's
I
mostly
do.
music.
I
We
do.
know
And-
you're
and
a
every time
concert
there's
junkie.
And I am a concert junkie. It is so true. I should live in Nashville so that I can have concerts
I
every
just saw
day. But
Godsmack.
I did do 52 concerts in 1 year
Holy cow.
in 2023.
How many?
52.
What?
But I average about 26 a year.
Slacker.
I know. I know. It gets expensive. It's not like I'm volunteer. Like I volunteer at Denver Comic-Con
Yeah.
or Fan Expo Denver, and they pay me. So at least it pays for my hotel or whatever I want to do. Whereas when I volunteered for Kansas, I paid for my hotel and I didn't get paid. It was a purely volunteer adventure.
Yes, which probably I would say a third, 2/3 or 3/4 are volunteer.
Oh,
So-
most of them are. There's very few that are paid these days.
Yeah, so Fan Expo pays.
I can't think of another one.
Actually, Incredible Conventions pay as well, but that's a
Okay.
smaller East Coast one. Several there. But mostly you're paying your own hotel, your own transport, and your own food.
Yep.
So
That's the part of volunteer.
most
I mean,
expensive
you
hobby.
do get your badge to get in, and
Well,
stuff
yes,
like that.
there
So
are
there are
perks.
perks to it. I mean, you do get a badge, and a lot of times when you're volunteering, it's 4-6 hours. Even those shows like 12 hours, so you get time to walk around and do stuff. You're not working the whole day. You get the badge
Correct.
sometimes,
Unless you want to.
unless you want to, and then.
And some of us seem to want to.
And then, of course, sometimes they'll feed you or have a break room
Yep.
and things like that. So, there are perks of volunteering for the
And-
shows.
And you get a nifty T-shirt.
Oh,
Yes, you
the
do.
bright
And
colors.
sometimes a nifty lanyard.
Yes.
Oh, we have a
So,
lot of those.
Depends on the con. I
Yes.
literally have an entire bin full of I cleaned out my closet this weekend, and somebody said, "What are you going to do with all of those?" And I went, "I have no idea, but here we have them."
Yes, well, often the T-shirts are not in flattering colors, let's say.
They're,
I
they're
have a bright
usually-
orange
Not really
one.
my
yeah, they're
color.
bright colors so that you know that they're a volunteer. It's usually a red, green, yellow, bright blue.
Orange.
Then the team leads are usually a little bit darker, like a purple or a navy blue coloring and stuff like that. And then black is usually staff. So
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
don't like colors, then you're. I have an orange shirt that I was as a volunteer one year. So
Yeah, Fan Expo Dallas does orange. That's they called the Orange Army.
Orange Army.
I volunteered in Pueblo, and they have the orange. Just like literally, it is
Denver
the
orange.
What is that cone? The
Traffic
okay.
cones?
traffic cone orange. Literally that. And I'm like,
That's
I found
Denver
it this
Bronco
weekend
orange.
when I was purging everything. There's a lot wrong with orange. So many things wrong with having to wear orange.
Yes.
Traffic cone orange is a bright color to wear.
It is.
I mean, for years it was yellow. Bright yellow was the Denver Comic-Con. Whenever I'd yell something, I need a yellow shirt or a red shirt. Red shirt was the lowest one. So I need a red shirt. You stop having names, and I'm like, I need 5 red shirts. Where do you want them?
Yeah.
It's interesting about those shirts, having a uniform, as it were, that you do become a yellow shirt. You do. You're no longer Liz. You sort of disappear. And I found that kind of hard.
It is.
Because people don't remember you.
Well, the show I was just at in Oklahoma, they had shirts on, and then the shirts had these name tags, not like paper. Printed. They were printed on the volunteer shirt. So it was a name tag, decal like this. And they were able to write their names on there. So yeah, it was a blue shirt, but then I could be like, "Hey Sherry, hey Tom, hey," and it was kind of cool. They had a personalized
like a name
shirt.
tag. I have one of those.
It was really cool.
That's
so
a great
you're just
idea.
Not a color.
Right, because the badges you get a badge, right? You get I don't have any with me, of course, but you get a badge that you normally have a name on it. But a lot of times it'll turn around and you can't see it. And it's very hard to tell people's names. And so you do. I need 4 red shirts over here. Sorry. Nice to meet you. And you might get their name once, but then you won't see them again the whole weekend. So it's really, I see both sides. I feel bad when people don't, know me, but everyone knows Tammy. So it is what it is.
And that also happens.
I've been there long enough that everyone knows me.
And that also happens with line control people. Because, we are behind the table with the talent a lot of times, and we rely on the line control people to help us. I attempt to, when I get that person, I write their name on the table so I can say it a couple of times and remember them. But then the next day they might not be there. And then you're like, oh my goodness, what happened? They moved them to somewhere else, so now I got to start all over again. So yeah, it is. You're just a red shirt.
You're just a red shirt, but we love. We couldn't do the job without them. Honest to God, the red shirts. We've all been red shirts. Whatever that entry level, you cannot do this job without them. They're the bread and butter of cons. I would take 10 red shirts over 1 liaison, and that's counting me in the liaison factors. I love you guys, but I would, because I need them to do all the people. And if you have 115,000 people, that's 35,000 in a day at a con. You need people to direct them and to help them. And as a liaison, you don't get the chance to do that. So we need them. The volunteers are so essential, and they're so. Again, it's the only thing that keeps me coming back every year are the volunteers. If I didn't have that team saying, Tammy, are you still coming back? I want to see you again. When are we going to see you? And I'm like, yes, okay, I'll be there.
That's your pulls on your heartstrings.
It does, because these are people that, again, I don't necessarily, you guys are the exception. I don't normally associate with everyone all year long. I have a full-time job. I have a family. I don't have time to socialize with everyone that I meet. But when you become that family with them, the ride or die, I think that was a term that we used for the first year of volunteers at Colorado Springs Comic-Con, the ride or die team. And it just became a thing. And it's like, pull on those heartstrings. Go ahead. Just do it.
Hey Liz, we're in the circle.
What circle?
You are in the circle.
The trust circle.
I do communicate with you outside of con life.
You've never heard of the trust circle? You need to watch the Fockers.
No.
You need to watch the Fockers and meet the Fockers, and learn about the trust circle.
Oh, so
and it's not what you think we're saying.
You need
the Ben Stiller thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know that.
You need to watch that, and then you'll understand about the circle.
You need to watch it. You'll be in the circle.
Once you watch it, then we'll let you in the circle.
Before that, you're out of the circle. Sorry.
So before we go, Tammy, has there been something that left an impact, or, something that you were like, oh my gosh, I got to be there for this big thing? And I'm just saying this because this week I was in Oklahoma and it was Tommy Chong's 88th birthday on Sunday. And so we surprised him with a birthday
wow.
cake. Cheech was there. As you can see, I'm there.
And look, it's Kent.
I'm there. David, who's the Terrifier, is in there. Stephen Ward, Pollyanna's in there. Tamura's in there. So it wasn't just us. It was a whole bunch of different celebrities that wanted to acknowledge and sing happy birthday to Tommy Chong. And I've been to a couple of special things, like we sang happy birthday to William Shatner at another Comic-Con, and it was his birthday, and I got to do Tommy Chong's 88th birthday.
I was there for that one.
So is there something, that stands out? Like, how many times can you say, I was there for Tommy Chong's 88th birthday? Like, all right, that's cool. But is there something that has stood out and you're like, oh my gosh, I was so glad I was there because I volunteered or I was at that Comic-Con?
I think the volunteer, it's funny because I always said that I worked at Denver Comic-Con for years and that's where I worked. I literally just worked. And like I said, I never saw celebrities. I worked from 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. and then I'd turn around and come back and do it again the next day. But I always said I did Colorado Springs Comic-Con for fun because that was my fun con. And I think probably my experiences with Daniel Logan in Colorado Springs was the most insane adventure I've ever been in. Because like we were there one year with Dog the Bounty Hunter, right? And he got kicked out.
I remember
Comic-Con, and Daniel Logan went over and stole the sign. The banner that sits behind him. He literally ran over there, rolled it up, had me hide it under the table, and he wouldn't give it back. He's like, no, don't give it back. And so we ended up giving it back to the convention that night at the hotel. But all day long, we're like hiding it and taking it to the hotel for him. And it was the most ridiculous adventure. And I'm sure we all got in trouble for it at some point or another, but it was totally worth it. And that was the year that the Hobbits were at the hotel. And so I got to see them. And then, I think we ran into Tonks from Harry Potter. I can't remember her real name, but Tonks. And so I never saw the celebrities most in Denver, but in Colorado Springs, you stay at the same hotel that they do. And so we went up to the bar and she's sitting there. And so she wrote on a napkin for my daughter, because my daughter's the huge Harry Potter. She wrote on a napkin for her, just an inspirational women's quote, being powerful women and keep going. And then she did one for me and I still have those. Those are things that I'm like, this is the coolest thing. And I would never have done this had I not been a volunteer. I wouldn't have accidentally run into people in the elevator or whatever it is. And it was just fun. Lizzie and I had a great time in Kansas City where we ended up at a party, at the owner's party in the middle of the night. And we're like, we want to go to bed. And they're like, come on up. You got to come up to the party. And I'm like, Lizzie and I looked at each other. We're like, how long do we have to stay? Can we go to sleep now? We're tired.
Awesome.
But I mean, I can tell you a million stories of all those interactions and it's hard to choose just one. Daniel Logan gave me a lightsaber last time I saw him. And I went home with a lightsaber from Daniel Logan.
I did
somebody
get a sword.
got a sword.
So lightsaber, sword.
And I'm not talking a little sword.
No. Like full
this is one that's
on,
half her height.
Like Lord of the Rings. Look at
this
it.
thing.
She carries it right next to her desk.
No, you have to show that whole thing. Look at that. That thing is huge.
It is. It just goes on and on and on.
It's
How did you get that home?
It's probably 4 foot, 5 foot long.
It's probably 5. I've measured it.
Oh, just next to you.
Terry, I just wanted to ask one last thing. Last thing. Did you have a tip?
Oh, I was going to ask, is there a tip that you have for the subscribers that are listening that might, this is their first time attending a Comic-Con. They're listening to our podcast just to get tips and tricks and how to maneuver the Comic-Con. Like our one big thing is cash is king, because a lot of times the internet sucks, the card swipers don't work, And then you see that celebrity, you're like, I want his autograph, their autograph, he or she, or they, and then you're like, and you can't get it because
the
ATM's crashed or whatever. So
Yep, the ATMs are empty.
tip is always bring cash. Like more is better because you're gonna need it.
Well, and I would say there's a lot of, it depends on where you're at and what you're doing, right?
Axe body spray.
If you're in a position where you're like at the ADA booth and you're sitting all day, it's, the socks and the shoes and they're not as important. But deodorant,
Axe body
always
spray.
wear your deodorant. Con
crud
smell is a thing. Whatever that's the smell that comes out of it. Because people are wearing those costumes and they're big and heavy and hot. But also, if you're volunteering, I suggest you always remember, if somebody comes up and offers you a break, you take it. Because you don't know when that person is going to have time to come back around again and give you a break. And it's always better, even if it's a short break, take it. You think you're going to miss something. You won't miss anything major. Run, take a quick break, come back, get rejuvenated, sit for a minute. Otherwise, your feet will not forgive you. They are not nearly as forgiving as the rest of the world.
So wear comfortable shoes.
So, well, that's also where, and I would suggest changing out your socks at least once a day.
See?
Like in the middle of con, you change out your socks. It changes the way your feet fit in your shoes. Well, if you want to, you can change out your shoes. That also helps.
Always sometimes I'll point it out to the talent and stuff but there are those ladies that come to the Comic-Con with high heels on. And I'm just like, what are you thinking? Like, I can see if it's like
I don't know how they do it either.
Dress up thing, but this is a Comic-Con and you're wearing high heels and jeans or high heels and a skirt, and I'm just like, your feet are gonna kill you just walking the show.
Yeah. I've done 40,000 steps at a con one year and my feet literally just vibrated. I went to the hotel room and they just vibrated that night. I'm like, I am never walking again. And people would say, do you want to sit down? And I'm like, no, because if I sit down, I'll never get up again. But now I use a mobility scooter, so my feet don't hurt nearly as bad as other people's.
Especially when you run over them.
Hey,
sometimes
they just hop on board and get a ride.
That's true.
I actually have a video.
Have I ever done that?
No, but Kent has.
In Colorado Springs, I think me and Mark jumped on each side of that mobility scooter as she was driving. And so there's a video out there. I have to find it. I think Tammy's got it or somebody's got it. And she's just driving along. And me and Mark are like doing this, rocking back and forth while she's trying to drive.
Should have seen me trying to get out the door. They both I'm like, okay, we're going to go do this. And they both hopped off because there was no way they were going to fit through that door.
That's one way to get rid of
loose ends.
Right?
Unwanted dirt on your scooter.
But you do the craziest things at cons, and they're so much fun.
You have fun. That's what it is.
And again, it is. It's you make friends. You enjoy if you have a fandom or a geekdom or whatever you want. You thrive in that where you can see your favorite celebrities. You can meet your favorite authors. You can get an artist to do a specialized picture right there for you, right? What are those called?
Commissioned
art. You can commission
a
special one right there. Like I have one friend that does comic books. He has a blank comic book and he has artists do it every year that he goes back. He does, a panel. And so all these things you can do while you're on break, while you're, after you're done with your shift, you can go back and check out things. So, and if you just want to work all day and hang out with people like Lizzie and Kent.
I don't hang out with people. Just kidding.
I just go by and throw candy at them, which is way more fun. Just wait, Kent. I'm going to throw a Twizzler at you this year. You're going to hit right
just
there.
Throw the whole
going to hit you right in the forehead. See, here's the problem is I'd probably try and hit Kent and I'd hit the celebrity instead, and then I'd be in way big trouble. So I really won't throw the candy at him.
Well, probably not. If they're somebody like Tommy Chong, who's 88, you probably don't want to be throwing stuff at him. But, some of the younger guests, they probably just maybe laugh.
Who I'm with this week, he'd probably laugh.
See? I don't even know who you're with. And I would go, yeah, okay. If I throw something at you, just know.
Just duck.
It's meant for him.
Duck.
Doc, he will. He'll be standing in front of him. I'll throw it, and I'm going to hit the celebrity, and I go, that was so meant for this one.
Well, awesome, Tammy. We love and appreciate you coming on to Conversations with Coffee. Liz, is there anything else you want to ask before we go? Because I mean, I know Tammy is working and she's a busy lady, but she spends time with us to hang out with us and talk and have fun and stuff like that. So, is there anything you need to say to her before we kick her off?
Mostly just buy me a drink on Thursday, babe.
Wow.
Yes,
wow.
ma'am. Yes,
I
ma'am.
will be there as well. So make it a double.
So you have to share. I will buy one drink. It'll be a double. You guys have to share, which means you're drinking gin. Because Lizzie drinks gin.
And tonic, not just straight from the bottle.
Lizzie does all this. She's British, so she drinks all these nasty things like gin and tonic and PG tips. Like, get with the norm.
What do you drink? You drink whiskey, don't you?
Living in Nashville, I've acquired the whiskey thing, but I'm more of a vodka if I'm having a drink. So I like Moscow Mules, things like that. So
no, I don't like ginger beer, so we don't do the Moscow Mule. But I do. I'm a tequila drinker, but I like gin and tonic. It's good too.
But we often have like fancy cocktails.
We do. We go and get the special. What's the special today? Sometimes they'll have one for con.
A sponsor from one of the tequila. Yeah.
Right? Well, some of those celebrities a lot of the celebrities are now making alcohol.
Kevin Hart, The Rock, and all those guys.
Jason Momoa.
Oh, really?
Who's the one from
I think
Highlander or
Momoa
whatever
makes vodka, right?
Or Outlander.
Who?
I think it's Jason Momoa that does the vodka.
There's another one that has.
Someone
I have his signed bottle.
Outlander or something like that. He's really good looking.
Outlander, yes.
And he's been touring.
You don't know him?
At different stores.
They do. They
Sam something. Is his name Sam?
One of my friends, April, was like, "Oh my gosh, he's in San Diego!" And then they showed the line. It went around the city block, and I was like, "Yeah, have fun on that one." Yeah.
Right. I think it was Jason Momoa. A friend of mine got me a bottle of that vodka, and I have it sitting on the shelf. And everyone goes, "Why aren't you drinking this?" I said, "Because it's a signed bottle. You don't drink it."
Oh, it's signed.
It is. Jason Momoa signed it. Whatever that alcohol is.
He was at Denver, in 17 or 16?
Yes.
That was before I knew. It was before Aquaman. So
it would have been 16, I think.
Yeah. I saw that he was there, but I didn't know who he was. So
Again, I don't see all the celebrities when I go. When I was working those first years, I worked their lines. So like Doctor Who. Tom, not Tom.
David Tennant.
David Tennant, and yes. Anyways, the lines for these things, I worked, but I never saw the celebrity. I just worked the lines for him, and these lines were ridiculous.
Oh, well, he's there this weekend as well, and he's going to be crazy line as usual.
Yep. And I have to admit, working in the celebrity hall, all I see are they're not short, but they're more manageable lines, where they're each individual or in their own lines. It's just different. It's different lines. That's what you have to be ready for, or lines upon lines upon lines. It's what
there you go. That's a tip.
You will never go to a con that doesn't.
And again, when there are lines, you're not there to sit and talk and have a long conversation because there's 100 people behind you. You're there to get the autograph, say hi, shake the hand or a fist bump, and then that's it. I'm sorry. Because if they took 3 to 5 minutes, Kevin Smith, then the lines stay long all day and people get grumpy and stuff like that. But even with the short lines, doesn't mean if there's no line that you need to, again, I'm just giving people tips and information. You can do with it what you want. But if they don't have a line, that doesn't mean come up 20 times with 20 different questions to ask them, trying to be their friend. I mean, it's nice to ask 1 or 2 questions, but please don't overstay your welcome.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you
Well,
for
it was so great
you know what?
talking.
Liz, we'll discuss this later, see if we want to have her back on another show or something like that, you know. We'll see how the ratings are first.
Yeah, see how those ratings go.
Yeah.
Well, Tammy, it was a pleasure as always. We look forward to seeing you 2 days, Thursday, right? 2 days.
Yep.
We will see
Today's
you in Denver.
Tuesday.
She's
Yep.
going to get a double drink. So, Liz, bring your straw.
Hey, I got dibs
Oh, there
first.
you go.
Pat.
I'm your host, Kent. This is British Liz, and you are here with Conversations with Coffee. We look forward to seeing you next time. You never know who we're going to bring on. That's the surprise of it all, is just seeing who it is. They're all comic book or Comic-Con related. So stay tuned, follow us, subscribe. We've got all the social medias out there. And if not, well, we'll see you at the con and come up and say hi to us. Till next
Exactly.
time.
Thanks,
Bye, everybody.
guys.
Bye.
You've been listening to Conversations with Coffee. Follow us on the socials at Cons with Coffee. And tune in next time for more conversations.